All right, everyone. It's time for a thread from Lady Canuck. This week's Q thread for April 14th and April 15th. Information warfare. Nothing can stop what is coming. We are ready. You are watching the systematic destruction of the old guard. Q. Two, the Democrat Party and the MSM are one big happy family. Anons have made numerous media connections over the years, but Q tells us we are missing 29 national and 98 local connections. So if we go into this particular post, the Q drop is the Democrat Party, one big happy family Democrat Party in mainstream media, and it shows a whole bunch of different relationships by marriage or by blood between members of the former Obama administration and members of the mainstream press. And there's the same graphic blown up. So Susan Rice and Ian Cameron married, ABC News, Obama administration. You get the idea. Next, Q links a video from Everything QAnon showing Trump as Rocky. Especially fitting for this video is the timestamp it was posted at 11:11. Just for a verification on that, 11:11 a.m. And there's a delta there. Okay, moving on. Q links past drop from February 7th, 2018, telling us cures already exist. So here's that. So this is from February. Okay, so so Q is linking this February 7th post from 2018. What if cures already exist? What about the billions provided to fund cure development? Sheep, these people are sick. And then moving right along. All right, Trump showing the Trump card. They still haven't realized they lost. All right, now he's letting her be seen by the White House doctor about her Lyme disease. Lots of controversy over where that disease came from. Can you imagine if she's given the proper meds to cure it after she's had it since she's 5 years old? Okay. Trump speaking with people who have recovered from COVID-19. All right. Q told us we had the cures on February 7th, 2018. Exact 2-year delta, February 7th, 2020. Efficacy and safety of hydrochloroquine for treatment of COVID-19 began its trial. So there's an exact 2-year delta on that. That's interesting to note. When does NDA, new Q post, when does NDA expire on drudge sale to foreign entity? Think 2020. Removal of pro-POTUS accounts coming. When by any means, all assets being deployed. Sleepers will soon reveal themselves by shifting to negative POTUS narrative. Paul Ryan on Fox. And Lady Canuck notes, Drudge Report appears to have been sold around December 2019. This is from, I don't know what source this is from, but it says, by NWC and breaking, Drudge Report appears to have been sold. Words are telling. This is from Lady Canuck. Words are telling. Who owns the Drudge Report now? Drudge Report's Twitter bio suggests the site is no longer a US-based site and no longer belongs to Matt Drudge, foreign infiltration. So we blow this up and we notice, okay, this is the Twitter account of the Drudge Report. And it says in the description, the Drudge Report was a US-based news aggregation website run by Matt Drudge. Okay, so it's got both of those things effectively in the past tense. Q also mentioned Paul Ryan and Fox. On September 26th, 2019, an article was posted that former House Speaker Paul Ryan reportedly wants to use his position on Fox's board to, quote, do something about Trump. There's the little traitor right there. Okay. Information warfare, Q posts. Information warfare, IW, is a concept involving the battle space use and management of information and communication technology, ICT, in pursuit of a competitive advantage over an opponent. Q links past drop re the origins of coronavirus, along with an article that State Department leaked cables renew theory on origin of COVID-19. Q says some Q says some leaks destroy MSM narrative. Who benefits the most? We do. As Tom Fitton explains, State Department is now closed for FOIA requests, FOIA being Freedom of Information Act for those who don't know. And here are the posts. State Department leaked cables renew theories on origin of coronavirus. Wuhan Institute of Technology, geolocation. Wow, this is a long one. Okay, we'll get back to that and see what Lady Canuck has to say about it. State Department leaked cables renew theories on origin of coronavirus. Okay. All right, moving right along. Q links an article re ex-Clinton lawyer threatens to sue Nevada unless ballot harvesting is permitted. Q says pain and panic. Now, ballot harvesting is a practice during elections where a third party can go from home to home picking up ballots and taking them to the polling locations so that the actual voter doesn't have to go to the polling locations. And naturally, as you would expect, ballot harvesting leads to enormous, ridiculous amounts of fraud. Okay, let's see. Q links a meme and Anon created that Dan Scavino posted and Trump retweeted. Nothing can stop what is coming. Q says you are witnessing the systematic destruction of the old guard. Q links an article. Virginia governor signs legislation dropping voting restrictions. Q says win by any means necessary. All assets will be deployed this election. Q has spoken at length in past drops re sleepers, assets being deployed, and information warfare. Public opinion is important. A traitor's justice. And going to those drops, we're talking about November 20th, 2019. Q dropped all assets F and D being deployed. F and D means foreign and domestic. Some who once supported POTUS, sleepers, will turn puppets and puppet masters. Control of narrative equals control of public opinion. Control of public opinion equals power. Everything is at stake. Old guard power structure being destroyed. Washington Civil War, control the narrative, previous exposure of truth, self-preservation, fighting for survival, information warfare. And then December 14th, 2019, a B-2 bomber doesn't need stealth when threats are removed. Now, some say that B-2 bomber refers to Bill Barr. I agree with that. I don't know what the alternate hypotheses are, but B-2 should mean Bill Barr. When a B-2 bomber is no longer stealth, think public statements made last week, it's referring to interviews that Bill Barr has been doing just over and over again, talking about the travesty that was Russiagate. Anyway, what must that signal? Planned coordinated attacks on Barr coming, smear campaign. I don't believe we've seen the true Barr smear campaign just yet. Public opinion is important. Information warfare, a traitor's justice. Moving right along. All right, 21. Why was the presidential alert system created? Political warfare, information warfare. Let's just take a quick look at that. The National Presidential Alert System. All right, you get the idea. So for some reason or another, the National Presidential Alert System is going to be deployed at some point. All right, moving on. Symbolism will be their downfall. Q links a post from Director General of the World Health Organization, clearly showing the Shiva symbol along with Shiva definition. Q says symbolism. An informed, awake public holds all the keys. All right, so here's the Shiva we're talking about. Shiva in Hinduism is a god of destruction. So take that for what it's worth. Okay. Wide array of feelings and opinions from Anons. Many are feeling anxiety and exhaustion, while others are roaring to stay in the fight. Now, I would ask you to refer back to a previous thread by Lady Canuck, where she talks about the importance of not getting too worked up about predictions. So we're going to go to these Anons. We, the people, are ready to fight, fight, fight. Do it, Q. Okay, next. Reading this is starting to get a bit tedious. We know what they are capable of. Is it going to be allowed to happen? How far do they get to take this before the hammer gets dropped? I sympathize. Sadly, I don't think even Anons have it in them to endure more of this BS through November. Taking over the Fed is huge, but if this lockdown doesn't result in something dramatic, I fear people are out of patience. It's time to start the fire, Q. Do it. Okay, so we've got a little impatience going on. So Lady Canuck posts another post from an Anon to say, we have learned so much, and with our narrow view of what is happening, it creates fatigue and stress on this end. It occurred to me that POTUS has balls of steel. What he is going up against, he saw how it turned out for certain predecessors. Thank you to all the people in harm's way. It is difficult to keep that in perspective at times. Very important point. And April 14th, we hit a total world population of 7,777,777,777. Q links to a video of Dr. Oz speaking about hydroxychloroquine. Q says, be informed. Boris, think for yourself, trust yourself. We've speculated, did Boris get cured using hydrochloroquine? It sure seems so. Another point that I'd like to make, and this is something I haven't heard very much, why hasn't a single media reporter, or maybe I've missed this, so correct me if I'm wrong, why hasn't a single media reporter asked the question to Boris, hey, how did you get cured so quickly? He was in the ICU one day. I mean, you know, when you're in the ICU, things are grave. He was in the ICU one day, and then he's out of ICU like 4 days later. I mean, and then discharged from the hospital the day after that. That's a really, really fast recovery. Not a single reporter has said, hey, Mr. Prime Minister, did you take hydroxychloroquine? It's a simple question. Did you take the Z-Pak hydroxychloroquine remedy that Trump is touting? Nobody's asked that. That's an important thing. Why hasn't anybody asked that question? Just something to think about. 8kun was having issues today, causing Q and Anons to post using a Tor browser instead. Anon asked Q, are we under attack? Q responded, always. Anon mentions to Q, you have to sense the tension building, Q. Q replies, imagine if we weren't here. While difficult, this must be done by the book. Average people must be able to ingest and accept factual events. FISA, the lead-in. Stage 1, Act 1. We are ready. FISA lead-in, Act 1. Anon tells everyone to put on their armor of God and keep praying. In the end, God wins. Q responds, these people are pure evil. This is not about politics. You are ready. This is only the second time Q has said, you are ready. Last time was right before the pandemic. Anon suspects more sleepers like Paul Ryan. Q replies, do you think Paul Ryan, the rising star, stepped down by choice? Young and already Speaker of the House, forced removal. Do you think Senator Flake stepped down voluntarily? Levers of control, assets removed. Now, and remember, 39 Republican House members retired, giving no good reason. That's also really important to note. They were forced out. Next, Anon drops a Q proof of Durham and grand jury subpoenas. Q says we are far beyond the need for proofs. You have more than you know. Durham start, Q operation, 5 by 5. I sympathize with the we are far beyond the need for proofs aspect. I think that if Q isn't real, then Trump sure has gone out of his way to make us believe otherwise. Anon asks, when will our voice and vote matter again? Q responds, it does now, Patriot, more than ever. Think 2016, think 2020, think of the world awakening. Q says, and frogs to destroy them. And destroy them we will. We'll have a little help from a friend. Anon explains why symbolism will be their downfall and why disinfo is necessary. If time is an illusion, so is timing. If we could figure it out, so could they. So let's go into this Anon post, not just because we can figure out what they're saying when hidden in plain sight, also because they expect to see symbolic symbolism from patriots in return. They think POTUS and Q want to rub their noses in counter symbolism, but such moves would be too obvious and predictable. Recent example, Black Friday and Resurrection Sunday. I think he means Good Friday. This Anon admits they fell for the false expectation, masterfully hinted at by POTUS, I might add, that the rebirth and resurrection represented by Easter Sunday would be marked by a rebirth of the economy and resurrection of society freed from our parasitic cabal control. All the disinformation from Q and POTUS that I am aware of has been to do with timing, not substance. If time is an illusion, so is timing. Notes to self, patriots should stop becoming emotionally invested in predictions about when of the happenings. Can continue to make predictions, they serve a purpose, just don't believe them. False hope bring inevitable and unnecessary disappointment to patriots, but also confusion, panic, and mistakes to traitors. Stop falling for the predictions and expectations on timing from others, unless you're a traitor. Keck. If they could figure out the real timing of happenings, so could they. Much love to POTUS, Q Team, and Anon patriots everywhere. No homo, whatever the hell that means. Okay. Anon with great advice. No matter how much the other guy seems to know, we should never give up. We, the people, have all the power. What can you share? How can you help others? Here's this Anon posting. No matter how much the other guy seems to know, we should never give up. We, the people, have all the power, and we need to continually learn so that we can exercise that power in the best way possible. Like Trump said today, don't fear making mistakes because you will make mistakes. Just be decisive. Make a decision and move on. Then, when more information arrives, make another decision. Don't sweat it. The first one was a mistake. Life is all about flow. Keep things moving. Make another decision. Look up, look around, learn a bit more, make a decision. Tell somebody what you know, and then move on. It doesn't matter if they listened. If you think you could have done it better, then say it to another person in a better way and move on. No regrets. Take time for prayer. Is this a song lyrics? Okay, well, anyway, you get the idea. All right. Lady Canuck posts this from an Anon. This Anon is comfy. The US president has complete lawful authority at this time. DJT has exceeded every expectation this Anon had when the vote was cast for Trump. The governors need to do as the laws of the US specify or be removed, period. Playtime is over. Trump has my resolute support in this mission. The landscape is completely different since the Hussein days. Hussein is a code for Obama. It's also his middle name. At the end of POTUS's briefing tonight, he said, big day tomorrow, very big day. Expect Twitter shenanigans and bogus mainstream media articles to sway attention from whatever is coming. Buckle up. We're so close. And best POTUS ever. A revolution is coming, JFK. A revolution is coming, a revolution which will be peaceful if we are wise enough, compassionate if we care enough, successful if we are fortunate enough, but a revolution which is coming whether we will it or not. We can affect its character. We cannot alter its inevitability. Thanks, everyone. Apologies for being so late to the party. Crazy couple of days here. Big day tomorrow. Thank you, Lady Canuck. As always, love your threads, and I'll see everybody for the next one.